Hello, welcome back to the fish locker out on the beach. It's quite a famous beach in Cornwall. Generally, if you fished in Cornwall, you'll know where I am. You can see the sun's just going down now. I've just got myself down here in daylight so I can get set up in daylight really. But the tide's flooding. We've got about 3 hours of the flood, and then I'm going to fish maybe an hour or two of the air. So we're going to fish it up and then a little bit down. You see my rods that I've got set up in the background here. I always like to get my rods out so I can be fishing while I'm talking, while I'm setting up. Fishing very simple. I'm just fishing my pulley dropper rig, and the business end, all I've got like this that you can see is I've got a 2/0 Cox & Roll 2/0 Specimen Extra and a 1/0 Chino, and that's on. I think I've got 20 or 25 pounds fluoro hook lengths. And I'm fishing those out as far as I can cast. The baits are very simple. I'll show you here. I always like to have a couple of baits pre-made and I just hang them up on the tripod. There it is. It's just black lug tipped with a bit of squid, and they're bound up with elastic. Nothing complicated. I'll show you really quickly what I do. I pre-bait some of my hook lengths and I attach them on here. And you can see, there they are. The reason for that is so that if I get a shoal of fish coming past and I get a bite, I just need to wind it straight in, take the hook length off, put a pre-baited one on, cast it out, and I'm fishing again while I'm sorting out a tangle or a fish or anything. It saves you loads of time. And because the fishing might only come on over a short period of time, you want to capitalise on that. I have a couple of 3 more spare hook lengths made up on a winder. Just keep that in the box. Hopefully we'll be able to show you some fish. But I'm probably going to end up catching some whiting. That's great, because I wouldn't mind taking some whiting home for the table. If we're lucky, we might get a few codling, might even see a bass. We'll see. I'm happy to catch anything. Great bite, just wrong species. You get dogfish there, you can see the bait. Just lugworm and squid. Yeah, just a little dogfish. Beats the blank almost. Just they give a cracking bite. It's we've just had a rain shower that's coming through. I'll just put him down here. Yeah, we just had a rain shower come through, so I just had to cover the camera over. So hopefully I caught the video on my phone. But yeah, at least this is a sign that the fish are coming on the feed. I quickly just got my bait back out. We'll look this dogfish, we'll go and put him back. Hopefully we'll start seeing some more fish. See a bite at the back. Keep getting rattling bites, and I've struck and I've missed and I've struck and I've missed. The lad that I'm down here fishing with, he's had 2 codling. He's had one that was only too small, one that's a keeper, and he's just lost something in the surf. So what I'm doing is can you see it? Both rods. See if I can show you. See the bite there? Might try and see what that one is. Well, target species. There you go, a lovely little codling. Tell you what, it's got some guts on it, hasn't it? Look, she's very full. Too small. You can see taking on the pennel hook. For anybody who doesn't really know fish anatomy, you can tell this is a cod, part of the cod family, by that little bib there. Yeah. We could just do with it being about 10 times bigger. Glad to see it, but this little girl's going to go back. There it is. Up, 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 up. There she is. Let's get her put back. Seen that where she's pooped all over my leg? Just coming up to high water now, and got another bait robbing dogfish. Another I can't even speak. Another lesser spotted dogfish. Another little bait robber. Better than catching now, but still not what we're after. Now we're almost at the top of the flood now, so we'll fish for like another 2 hours down. So we've had 2 up and 2 down. We'll see. There we go again. Another dogfish taking me cod and whiting bait. Getting slightly bigger, but still not what I want. There, look. Taking my squid. Give me that back. That's all it was on, look, you can see. Just some frozen black, tipped with a bit of squid. That's 3 dogfish in 3 casts now. I hope this isn't how tonight's going to be. I'm hoping that it's just because it's just over slack water now and high water. That's when it reaches the top of the tide, you get a slack period where there's no tide run. You usually get quite a bit of dogfish there. High water slack or low water slack is time for dogfish. Hopefully as the tide starts to run again, we'll start to see more fish. Those eyes, they're cool, aren't they? Let's get this guy back and hopefully we'll find something. Right, I'm going to quickly show you how I'm baiting up. All I've got is just a very simple pennel setup with a specimen extra as the bottom hook and a chinook as the top hook. All I've been doing is I've been taking me thawed out frozen blacks, starting at one end and just threading it up the hook. Now I've been using 2. Once I've got one up, slide it up over the eye. There's the second one. Now you can see it is a bit of like a globby mess. I've been bringing down my little chinook pennel hook. Now look, this is where I've been setting the length of my bait. So I'll go round 1, 2, 3 and I'll just nick it through the top part of the worm. Now you can tip it with whatever you want. All I've been doing is I've just been cutting a little slither of squid. So I'll start off with the bottom hook and I'll pierce it through halfway. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay the squid up the side of the worm and lash it on. Some people like to use baiting needles. I grew up not using one, so I find it easier not to use one. If you can use them and if you like them, that's fine. They are really good for binding, building and binding a soft bait like these worms. The reason why I like a bit of squid on the bottom hook, I will show you in a second. All I'm doing here is I'm just binding it all together with some bait elastic to give it a little bit of shape. Right. The reason why I like a bit of squid at the bottom is so that it keeps the hook point proud like that. You can pull the squid down and slide it up and then lash it on, and there is your bait. The chinoo's proud, the specimen extra's proud, there's your bait like that. This is what this is great for. This is a towel by Nettie's Towels, and I won it on one of the forums. It's been great for this because you like when you're out on the beach and you've always got clatty hands and you don't want to get your reel all messed up or your scarf look or anything like that. It's I have really enjoyed this. And there we are. I've been pre-baiting a couple of traces like that so that when I bring one in, just clip it on, cast it straight out, saves loads of time. I've been cycling the baits out. When my first bait goes out, I'll pick a time, 15 minutes usually. I reel one in after 15 minutes and I check the bait. If the bait's still pristine, the next time I'll leave it for 20 minutes. If the bait's still good, I'll leave it for half an hour. If the bait is getting eaten by crabs or little fish in 15 minutes, the next time I'll bring it in 10 minutes. Now at the moment, I'm working on 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a decent time for the baits. This was brought in after 20 minutes. You can see it's been chewed, it's a little bit battered. After a while you end up with just lots of elastic left. Now it can be a nightmare to try and pull it all off. So I find sometimes what's easiest to do is you just get yourself to the bottom hook and just snip it off. And that way you can slide all the bait off. And with this one, all you do is you just slide it all off the bottom and then you rebuild the rig. Because that bait elastic, once you've bound it tightly, look, them two hooks are off now and all your bait elastic is all still bound up in these. All I'll do now is I'll just thread that back up there and tie this one on here. I also do that every now and again because usually the most of the wear comes on the last 6 inches from crabs, from dogfish teeth, from whatever. So the wear is usually on the last 6 inches of the line. Every time I wind it in, I'll check it before I cast another one out. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. The bites have dried up a bit. We haven't got any more dogfish yet, but we haven't got any more other fish. We're just going to fish it out for another hour and a half. We'll see how it does. Tide is just starting to ebb away now, so we'll see. Well, again, I've managed to find the target species, but unfortunately, it is tiny. Calm down. Perfect little cod in miniature. Taken, as you can see, on your frozen blackened squid. Oh, greedy. They've got a real big mouth for their size, look, and he's really has mullered that down. Generally, if you can see the shank, you can get the hook, and you just need to kind of pop it out with your finger. If you can get the eye out the corner of its mouth, you can lever it down against the side of its jaw. But if it's too far, you can sometimes get your finger inside, just turn it, pop it out. There, look. There we go. Perfection in miniature. Let's get him back. There we are again, look. Another lesser spotted dogfish. It's taken the cod bait. There, look. Cheeky little blighter. It's taking the pennel hook. Yeah, at the start I was thinking I'll fish it out because we'll maybe get some better cod through them, maybe get some decent whiting. But all I'm doing at the minute is I'm just feeding these things bait, feeding good bait to dogfish. The cod that I've been getting have been tiny as well, so what I'm going to do is this last bait that I've made up, I'm going to fish these last two baits out and then we're going to go. There you go again, look. No session would be complete without a dogfish, and we've had a few today. You saw again, that's all it was on. It was just black lug with tipped with squid. Go and get this guy back before he starts carrying on. Right, well that's our last baits out now. I've fished for longer than I intended anyway. I was just always hoping on that we're going to get that better fish. You've got to be an optimist, haven't you? But can't remember if we've had 3 or 4 little codlings. None of them anywhere near size enough to keep. And half a dozen dogfish. The lad that I was down here fishing with, he packed up and he's gone home long ago. But he'd had a keepable sized codling, not a monster by any means, but it was capable size, a little in, and he'd lost something in the surf and he had a little tiny boot-lace conger eel. So it's plenty of fish there, just not the fish that we were after. Now the rig that I've been using today was my pulley dropper rig. I really like that rig for this type of fishing, because you can clip down a soft bait like a worm bait and clip it down so you can cast it at distance. When it hits the bottom, it releases and you end up with hook length and a bait below the weight. And not only that, but you've easily interchangeable hook lengths, so you can pre-bait 2 or 3 hook lengths, keep them on your tripod, and every time you wind in you just clip on another pre-baited hook length. The baits today that I've been using were frozen black lug and squid. I even tried a little bit of bluey, but I put a bit of bluey on and then literally I casted it out. Couldn't even get the rod in the holder and there was a dogfish on it. Thought, I'm not playing that game, so I just went back to my squid and my lug. We did catch cod on it. Shows it does work. They just weren't the size that we wanted. You can only catch what's there, can't you? I'm going to continue fishing these baits out for another 15 minutes. If we catch another fish, I'll show you another fish. If we don't, then I hope you've enjoyed this and have a good one. Well, I did say that we might find some whiting, and there it is. Not a specimen by any stretch, but I did say that we might get some, and it just came on late, that's all. We've got, they have got some really good gnashes on them for their size. I don't know if you can see them there. See the teeth. Taken on the pennel hook. There you go. Another species, a little whiting. Like again, it'd be alright if it was about 10 times bigger. Let's get this guy back.